from everywhere. We've got Australian Vietnamese, Australian Afghanistani, we've got Australian Indonesians, people from all around different countries. So in Australia we have Big Chinese New Year. So we celebrate different festivals that happen. Australia is, again, but Australian institutions are mainly English, but in an Australian way. So they're very English, but in Australia we also have a history of people not just from England but from Ireland. And Irish are very different from English, even though they look the same. They're more happier. They enjoy being a bit more wild at festivals and like dancing, and I have a bad reputation amongst the friars in Australia, and I think of the friars in Indonesia because I dance. I'm a terrible dancer, but just because you're terrible at something doesn't mean you don't enjoy it. Do you like dancing? Yes. Yeah. So our culture in Australia, is based on English institutions, but we have this term called multiculturalism, where we encourage everyone who comes to celebrate their own culture. And so we celebrate things from our Aboriginal culture. As I said, we celebrate like Chinese New Year, New Moon Festival. We celebrate some of the Indian things. So all around Australia, there's different things that you can celebrate. So mainly English culture, but it's more and more different cultures.
You have came to Indonesia for 3 times, right? So can you tell us about one thing or more? What makes you interested to came to Indonesia until 3 times? The reason?
Well, I have a very simple reason. The first reason is to meet our brothers here, our Fransiskus brothers in Indonesia, so that we can learn off each other. I can understand a little bit of Bahasa, they speak a lot more English, and we learn off each other. As I said, just because, that's what we help each other do, to see the world from different view spots. So we can see the world differently. So that's what I like. The first thing about coming to Indonesia is I get to see the world through Indonesian eyes, not just Australian eyes. The other thing I like is the food. Yes. I love Indonesian food. Nasi lemak, nasi hitam. You argue about it, like it could be Indonesian, it could be but nasi goreng, yes, nasi goreng. The fish, the chicken, the jackfruit, all different things. I just love the mixture of food you have here. And the chilies. Sambal. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, you had one already? We'll see if someone else has got one. Over here.
Okay, I have a question. What do you think the most beautiful place in Australia?
Oh, why ask all the big questions? That's a difficult one. Look, Sydney Harbour is very beautiful. In Sydney, we have the city is on the ocean, on a bay, a big harbour, and we have the Sydney Opera House with the big sails. We have the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the best thing about it all is you can go on a very cheap boat and go around Sydney Harbour and just look at the great scenery. Yeah, so Sydney Harbour is very beautiful. I also grew up in a place called the Blue Mountains. And it's called blue because when the trees heat up, the eucalyptus oil makes the whole place look the mountains look blue. But it has great big cliffs, 200 metre high, or 200 to 400 metre cliffs of sandstone, where they go from the top of the mountain, drop straight down, and they're very beautiful place and to see. Yes, so the Blue Sydney Harbour and the Blue Mountains where I live are two of my favourite places. Okay, another question. Over there. Someone over there.
Next question. Okay. Tell us your name first.
My name?
Yes, your name.
Okay, my name is Alice and I'm grade 8. I wanna ask you what would make you inspiration about Saint Francis?
About St. Francis. What I like about St. Francis, first of all, he was about making people realise that they were loved. They were loved by God. And that God loves everybody. Doesn't matter who they were. So, that's why St. Francis went to the lepers. That's why he went to the Sultan in Egypt. That's why he continued to reach out to people, because he wanted them to know that God loves everyone. And he wanted to make sure and show that by what he said and what he did. And that's the heart of what I love about St. Francis, is he took the message of Jesus and made it come alive by what he said and what he did, by showing about the love of God for all things. And that we're all called to be brothers and sisters to each other. We're all called to be one family. The government paid us money to do Japanese, so that's why we're doing Japanese. But I reckon I would like to learn more Bahasa. So I'll take that back to our school and I'll say, yeah, we should learn more Bahasa Indonesian.
You can remember us from this over there. Oh, this is from Brother John, from our students, from our school. We are so thankful for this time. So maybe our head school will give it to you because he is the only one head school, the most handsome head school that we have ever, Father. That we have ever. So we really love him. So maybe Father, you can give to Father John. Father Joe. Father Joe. Nona, please.